everyone, it's Justine. Here I am in the second video of my card kit series. This month I will be having 4 different videos all about this card kit. Technically 6, so I'm going to start with my unboxing, which is on my channel, and then video number 1 about this card kit is already good to go. Here is number 2, and then 3 and 4 will be coming out later this month, I guess this week. And then I will be putting out one video making some beautiful Christmas tags, all with the card kit. So again, if you haven't watched the unboxing or video number 1, go ahead back and check those out and swing back to this one so you can see all of the cards. I believe that I've made 55 cards. I'll probably have to double check one more time, but this is the most cards that I have ever made from a card kit. So I love this one. I think that it is very playful and I love the color choices. So I could not resist making a card that had the red mirrored cardstock on the background. There's quite a few stickers and die pieces here, but it's kind of all a mixture. So I have some circle punches on this card as well, and I will add some of the sequins from the card kit right on here. So the sequins this month are kind of like a butter yellow and a kind of iridescent pink. So there's 2 different colors, and then there's 2 different sizes. There's a small and a large. Pretty neat. I think that they're always fun to add to cards, give it a little bling. Now this card I have a sister for, and if you don't know what sister cards are, it's I think something I made up. It's 2 cards using similar materials that have the same look to them. So sisters could be twins, or they could just be regular sisters, and I think the only difference on this card is I swapped out the deer for the Santa, but I love the big panels that came in the card kit. This one says shine for the holidays, or shine this holiday, sorry. No, what does it say? I need my hand to move. Shine this holidays, these holidays. Goodness. All right. And then that little rainbow banner just really coordinates well with the rainbow, and I think it's so playful. I think the rainbow is so cute, and the gifts have quite a bit of life and spunk to them with those ribbons. And here's a look at that sister, so I have a little Santa there. Then for this card, again, it's a sister card. I'll have the first one here and then make the second one, and then I'll show you the final look of both cards after I make the second one. But I just took 2 pieces of pattern paper. I had them cut down to 4 by 5 1/4. Then I took that pattern paper on my paper cutter together, trimmed them going at a diagonal, then put a top with a top and a bottom with a bottom, so I have kind of a little bit of interest to my background. Then I just have a light pink circle. I put my Santa right on top. Then I'm going to add some of these little holly pieces right on there. Now some of them are die cuts, some of them are stickers. There were so many of those this month that I honestly can't tell you if they're a sticker or a die cut shape at this point, but if you get the kit, you should be able to find those pieces if you wanted to remake this card. Which, by the way, I do not mind if you remake any of my designs. I think that that's just kind of the way the card world is, and I have no problem with that. Especially if you have fun doing it. It's great. All right, here's the sister. So now the plaid's on the bottom and the green is on the top. You could really do this idea with any pattern paper. It doesn't have to be for a Christmas card at all. Then going in my center, instead of a Santa, I have some cute little Christmas cupcake treats kind of thing going on. And I have miscellaneous little snowflakes, candy, sentiments kind of spread out. And I'll just kind of add them to the card. I think the candy goes with the candy on the cupcake, and it just kind of all ties together. Again, card kits, they have everything all together. It all coordinates, as I say. Again, I will add sequins to this card. I love doing that little design with the slanty diagonal design. Now, the next 3 cards are sisters, but they are triplets. Yes, triplets. I have never done 3 cards from a card kit that are sisters, and it was really fun to do. They're all gingerbread themed. So I have these little gingerbread people, and they are so adorable, and I made them look like they were holding each other's, like, an arm around each other. Oh, they're just so fun. So I put them together, and I have that chipboard house, I have the chipboard tree, and then I popped some little candies behind that, and I have my 2 little people there. I'm going to add some sentiments on the bottom, and I'll start my next card. You'll see there's kind of a theme going on with these 3. They're not the same, but they're definitely sisters. The idea for these cards really came from when I was unboxing the kit and I saw the little gingerbread people in chipboard form, in sticker form, in chipboard, sticker, and die cut form. So there's 3 kinds of the people, and then there was the paper, the little house, there's the chipboard house that I have on the first card there, and then there's the die cut house that I'm using on this card, and I'll put on the next card. But I thought, why not make a little scene and use the sweet sentiments about, like, together for the holidays, the more the merrier, the little XOXO, and make a little family scene. And how funny is the one gingerbread man who's on the candy? To me, that reminds me of pictures where families are taking the family picture, and then there's that one kid that's off in the corner, like, just being weird. Like, climbing a tree or swinging, doing absolutely the opposite of what the parents want them to do. Anyway, so that card has the funny kid, or I hope that makes sense to someone. Anyway, so this card is pretty similar to the second card that I made here, just using basically the same pieces, but that little gingerbread man that I used in the second one is a chipboard sticker. So I did not have a double of that chipboard gingerbread man. So he's kind of by himself. That's why these 3 are called sisters. But I had to give it a try and make these 3, and I love the way that they turned out, and I probably will use these as a set and give these 3 as a Christmas gift. I often do that with my cards to people who I know send out cards or enjoy it, or really just like having cards on hand. Now, this card was one of those fast and fun cards. I'm using the panels that came in the card kit. This one says, "Let's rock around the Christmas tree." Therefore, I thought it needed a tree, so I'm using the little die cut piece that has the person holding a tree. And that's really it. It's a very simple card, but it packs the punch. Now, I don't know if you just noticed there, but that's 2 pieces of paper. I used a little bit of that purple craft tape on the front just for a minute to hold it down. Then I put that double-sided tape on the back. I'm going to press lightly and then gently take off that purple. And on the finished card, it looks like one solid piece. So this is just one other way to stretch that pattern paper. You just have to be mindful that when you're doing it, if there's a pattern that lines up like this plaid here, you need to line up the lines so it really does look like one piece. But if it was kind of a busier pattern, it probably would be even easier to camouflage that seam. On the finished card, I don't even know if you can really tell, so give it a try if you haven't done that before. Anyway, On this card, I really wanted to feature that little Santa and snowman. I loved that bright red paper that's behind the Santa. I actually ended up taking that red paper that I had left over from the card kit and made some poinsettias out of it with I think it was the small die, or maybe the Amazing Paper Grace. I'm not sure, but I made a lot of poinsettias recently, and I loved this bright red paper. To me, it's almost neon red. If neon red exists, this is what it would be. So I'm just going to tuck some of those little papers behind the circle, just like that, and then glue down the circle all together. That way I made that little striped panel behind that little, like a storefront, I can't think of the word, awning. It's like an awning, and cut it in half, so I'm hiding the seam of that behind the circle. Same with these little candy canes. I am just kind of tucking them in, just a kind of a nod to the pattern paper. I made 2 of those just like that. On this card, I'm using 2 more panels of scrap paper, and this is a more busy print, so hiding the seam isn't really too complicated because it doesn't really, like, your eye just sees paper. It doesn't see the line as well. If you blink a couple times, you probably can't even see where the line is. I'm using these little tags that came with the kit that are just very dainty, and kind of anchoring those to that green scrap. Then I'm going to use this chipboard frame, take off the release paper, there we go, and frame up my Santa. Now, the little piece of pattern paper that I used in the back, the red, was not quite the right size. It barely fit, so I'm going to trim off the edges, and I won't throw those away because I'm going to fill in the areas on the back that need just a little bit. And you won't even be able to tell because there's like sprinkles on the paper, and it is such a small area that you can't see it. Again, this is me stretching the card kit, so if you're not really feeling like you want to be that fussy with pattern paper and patch and piece things together, make your 10 cards, make them fabulous, but I like to stretch the card kit and see as much as I can get out of it, and I even had things left over at the end. So anyway, here's a look at all of the cards from the second video here, and please let me know in the comments your favorite card. I always like to know what people like the best, and it kind of helps me make cards in the future for YouTube to see, what people are liking. And do you like the scene cards like these, or do you like the more simple ones? Do you like the die cut? Do you like the stamps? Let me know. Anyway, thank you again for watching, and I hope you stick around for video 3 and 4 and the tag video coming up. Bye!